What's up, guys? We're back on Wind Chaser. We just refilled our John Deere sprayer with some herbicide. We're gonna cruise back on down to our field. Field of sunflower. It's been a while since I made a video on my save game. It's been like I'm not even sure how long it's been. I'm assuming it's been like 2 months since I played my save game. Kind of sick of working on the new map I'm making, so I figure I'd hop on for a bit, run this sprayer that I spent so long making, and give you guys something to watch. We have nothing better to do. Just trying to beat down the weeds before harvest. It'd be nice if I had a weed-free harvest once, because I think our nutrients are fine. Just trying to keep the weeds down, and some of these fields have a little bit more basic pH, so try to get that pH down a little bit. I don't remember where I left off in this field. I don't really remember. We have our row cup tires on. I'll drive in here and see what car we got. Go ahead and open up our booms here. Start right here where there's an opening. It's going to be interesting to see how this runs with all the lights in 17. When it gets converted over. Hopefully they did a really good job at fixing their light shaders. I must have sprayed that already. Raven decals for the direct injection. I'm missing a tank. I should really put that extra tank on. I think my favorite task to do in this game is I like running. I actually like running grain cart the best, especially if you have more than one combine in the field. Sometimes if you run course play, you can run 2-3 combines in the field and trucks on course play, and then you just operate grain cart and keep really busy, keeps you on your toes. Spraying, it gets kind of boring, but with the soil management, it's hard to keep it on, running with course play. Because usually I would make a course for it to refill in some of these bigger fields, but I think it gets a little bit difficult for the hired worker in course play to remember what fill type to fill up with. Oh well. We're at 79% on our tank here, 1,200 gallon tank. I was going to make a 1,600 gallon tank. I've seen videos where they kind of chop this tank in half and kind of weld sides on it so it can hold an extra 400 gallons. I've seen a couple Canadian and Australian machines with kind of an aftermarket 1,600 gallon tank. I don't think I've seen it with the water tank on top of it because it gets pretty tall, but no reason why you couldn't leave that on there. So I thought I was going to get to the point where I was farming all the acres, all the fields on this map, but never quite got there and probably won't. I can't see myself playing this game very much more until 17 comes out. Rather just work on creating my the new map I'm making. It's based on a town close to where I'm from. It's a beautiful 16x map and a lot of custom buildings and infrastructure and roads I'm making for it. So it will be very well done. I'd say most of the map will be modeled in a modeling program, not Lego built in GE. So I'm pretty excited with that, and that's keeping me pretty busy. Been watching some of the videos that Giants has been releasing for the new game coming out. Some things are pretty interesting and look promising. Other things, it's the same. It's almost like they went backwards again, like graphics, physics-wise. It always seems like for every improvement they make, they kind of forget something, or they kind of go backwards, make a change for the worse. So it will be interesting to see what the base game is and what kind of modders and scripters are still left around for 17. for scripts and stuff like that. Will be interesting to see, because they added that new animal, the pigs. You can like sell animals at market and stuff like that. So that mod obviously already exists now, and it was in 13, but it has issues, and it would just be cool to see how they clean all that up and how easy it would be to add additional animals. Like pig is great. There's a lot in Wisconsin. There's a lot of people that have swine as well as dairy, and then it will be interesting to see how easy it might be to implement like turkey, because I know there's a lot of turkey farms and stuff like that. But, it'll be interesting to see how they change the triggers. And I was also reading that the silos now have storage capacities, so that would be ideal if you still had that multi-silo trigger where you can unload multiple grain from the same unload trigger, but the system has a capacity. That'd be great. It's kind of why we've all been, you know, they kind of, I remember when they released that survey, you know, pick 3 things out of this list of 20 or so, and they definitely implemented more than 3 things. They implemented probably half that list in improvements, but I mean, that list could have been much bigger of things they needed to change. But I think they got a little fire under their toes from all these other companies releasing, you know, similar products. For example, that Pure Farming and Cows and Crops, you know, they have dynamic terrains and stuff like that, kind of filling the void of what those of us who play Farming Simulator have been kind of asking for forever, it seems like. So I have high hopes, not necessarily for 17. I think 17 is like the beginning of a change, the beginning of them implementing more of what we've been asking for. And I don't think it will be that much improved over 15. They'll make some, you know, some significant changes for the most part. I think it will just, you know, be minor things, like instead of having custom scripts, it's just now kind of they're including custom scripts in part of the game. So I mean, nothing huge, nothing that we've never used before Modern 7 Bay will do. But I think maybe the next version, like what would be like 19. I think the versions of the games moving forward will be more significant changes. For 17, I don't expect to be wowed at all. But it will make a lot of things more convenient. That's about it. There's nothing that's really dramatically changing how the game is played. It's not really getting much closer to being an actual farming simulator. It's still stuck in its kind of vehicle simulator identification. Which, I mean, it's fun to model stuff and drive around and use it, but at the same time, after you log so many hours in the game, you know, you get bored. So the more realistic they can make it, the more draw there is to keep playing it and keep intrigued, the more challenging. What would be amazing is truly a game changer is if those that developed and worked on Horseplay, is if they managed to make that multiplayer compatible. Because playing alone, I mean, you can get a lot of work done with Horseplay, but playing alone, it gets boring after a while. Multiplayer, I think, is much more fun. But at the same time, you get less work. Let's say there's only 2 of you on, or 3 of you on. Okay, so that's 2 combines and a grain cart. Now, who's running your trucks? You know, if you could have Horseplay running trucks, or maybe even just a smarter combine driver. But you know, a lot of the guys, they like running combine and multiplayer. So it's kind of like you have to pick and choose. Do you want to get a lot of work done, or do you want to play with your friends and laugh and joke? You know, enjoy one another's company. But when you're farming acres like we were on this map, it gets kind of, you know, you spend 4 or 5 days of your week doing one task, so it gets kind of boring after a while, and you just wish you would have the computer help you out. Yeah, so we should finish the school. Gotta be close. Yeah, I think this is our last pass in this field. Woohoo! And then after that, I have to look at my chart where to spray next, but I think we'll buzz on over to the shop and refill our sprayer. So that's all she wrote for this. Go ahead and fold up our machine here. Unfold it so it actually lifts up and out. Fold it back. So over here we have our tillage, our DN spreader, low boy, planter. I need to see what's going on over here with this crop. So this is our alpha. Oh, is there no nutrients? It's really weird that there's no nutrients. Anyways, nice thing about the new map I'm making is none of the farms have very large grain complexes like this setup here. They all have kind of individual bins that you need an auger to use to load, and I have yet to use or download any of the augers that are available to use because I really have no silos on this map to use. I mean, I have some of those individual, but I use this main one. So the new map I'm making, it's pretty much all, I think 100% all individual augers, not part of a grain complex. So I'll be able to use augers and stuff like that, which is just another step towards realism. So anyways, it's been about 25 minutes and I'm already getting kind of bored. So I figured I'd just make a quick video for you guys while I was at my computer. So thanks for watching.